while working in Durban some time back, I was alone there. My girlfriend was in Zimbabwe, and I could miss her and do nothing. But as time went on, I could miss her and do something. I would fantasize. I would help myself. I know you guys, all you guys know how to help yourselves in trying times, in needy times, and I did exactly that. But I came to a point when I thought, I can't help myself. I need somebody to help me. And I went to a bar called Butterworth. That was something incredible. What I saw there was out of this world. I saw ladies. I saw white ladies. I saw coloreds. I saw Indians. I saw black ladies. I saw our very own Zimbabwean ladies. I saw South African ladies. Wow, they were awesome. But I had to choose a South African lady, and she charged me 100 rands. And 100 rands for someone doing manual work was something else. But because I was in need, I had to fork out the money. I had to pay for it. And we went upstairs. But, it was my first time doing such a thing. And I was nervous. I was shivering. And she realized this guy is not our type, is shivering. But because I'd paid, I had all the rights to be there. And we arrived in that room. Um, I was still nervous. She lay on the bed. I couldn't. I couldn't follow her on the bed. And when she undressed, I was looking at her. I was looking at the legs, looking at her face, looking all over. You know, coming from Zimbabwe where there's so many mice that if you see someone sports with some other marks on her body, she's HIV positive. I was looking for all those leads to tell me, is this person the right person to do this with? So she waited. She was so patient. She waited for me. I looked at everything. And I looked at her thing. And wow, guys, if there's something that ladies do not want, is for you to look at their thing. I've discovered it so often a time that ladies don't want you to look at their thing. They want you to use it. You can do anything with it, but do not look at it. So when she saw that I was looking at her thing, she just, I saw a frown on her face. And she was like, young man, what are you looking at? And I was bold enough to answer and say, I'm looking at this thing. And she was like, what does it look like? Oh, I thought of everything I know, and I couldn't find something familiar to it. It was alien to my sight. I've never seen something like that. And I told her, just out of the blues, it looks like the map of China. And she was like, wow, the map of China. And where is Guangzhou province? And that's when I realized I was not going to get what I'd paid for, because the frown on her face could tell me that she was no longer interested in me. She was no longer comfortable. So I took out my compass. I'm not sure whether it was the compass or I don't know what you call it, but that which show direction, whether it's the compass or it's the protractor. But I took out mine and I pointed using my protractor, my compass, whatever. And I said, Guangzhou is to the northeast. And she asked me again, and where is Beijing? And I said, Beijing is right through the center, now pointing right through the center. And she said, young man, remove your thing, remove that stupid thing out of me. And out of fear, I removed it. And she said, young man, I have seen you still have a lot to learn. And today, you have just paid for the introductory lesson to sex. And I said, wow, but I'm in need of it. And she said, no, 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 my boy, you know nothing about it. And I've got to introduce you. You're not going to do anything. So you ask me any question, I'll answer you. And I asked the question, madam, why is it you are yellow bone all over, but this thing is dark? It's black actually. And she smiled and said, my boy, this is an industry. In fact, it's a baby making factory. So never expect a factory and industry to be very attractive, to be very good. And if you are here for tourism, you end here. Or maybe at the back, here, if you want to use this thing, it's used for work, work, and work. And if you become too inquisitive, if you want to be too clever, you will not work. It will work simple. So when I heard the vice president saying those same statements, I realized we are from the same school of thought, just different genres, but the same school of thought.